Hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Torg. I am Jane, your GM. This is the Fat 5, or at least 80% of them. And we have lost Ben. We are going to just jump right into the Diamond Armament Part 5. Welcome, Mr. Furious. Always good to have you here. Excuse me. So, when we last left our crew, they had managed to infiltrate the set of 1,001 inventions of Dr. Mobius. And Zorba, after a, what can only be described as the quintessential, cheesy movie smile with the ding, the glory just radiated from his pearly white teeth. And he got the role of Dr. Mobius. Kowalski has been set up as the stunt coordinator. Morrigan as the understudy for Kara, who's playing Cleo, the love interest, to make Dr. Mobius more accessible to his fans. Kit is working with Gerald, the wardrobe expert, and Brother Block made himself useful as a man about set.
So he's technically the editor, right? That's what we said up front.
He is not the editor. He works in effects.
Okay.
But currently, the plan is to infiltrate this movie and make your own movie within it, so that when it gets distributed, it in fact becomes an anti-propaganda tool. One that tears down Dr. Mobius and raises up the common man. Right? Pretty good recap? Mm-hmm. All right. Meanwhile, Zorba just smoked a bunch of hookah. It was the most Zorba episode ever. And so, when we last left off, Morgan was about to run lines with the lowly Beth boy, Tony. Zorba and Kowalski were about to film the first fight scene under Kowalski's leadership. And Kit and Brother Block, you guys weren't going to investigate the studio at this point, the strange, mysterious studio, or were you?
At this point, I'm not investigating this strange, mysterious one, but I'm just trying to get a feel for, if we're gonna infiltrate this and do our own thing, I want to see all the scripts, I want to know all the people, I want to see all the stats. You were
memorizing all of them. And then Brother Block picked up a extra shift as a security wandering security guard.
Right. My goal is to be nighttime security at one of the gates.
Yes, they won't put you anywhere that actually requires clearance, but they figure an extra set of eyes is worth having.
I am very strong, and if anyone tries to come on this set, I will kick them in their sternum.
Solid option, Brother Block. All right.
Go get it.
So we'll start with Forrester comes out, the little car with the crane that kind of comes up and down, and he's cranking away. There's this big, super heavy tank that looks a lot like Baby. It's clearly a decommissioned one. It still causes a little twinkle in the eye of Kowalski. A little pang of loss.
Miss you, baby.
I put Baby in his sister.
Well, get it back. We'll pull it out of there.
It's the principle. V would be very disappointed with you. Am I right, Becca? Yeah, John Vito. Yeah. Okay. So you can see the guys dressed up as the minions who are climbing up on the battle tank. They start limbering up. They're looking at Zorba with big grins on their faces.
As a reminder, I did cast armor on Zorba. So I'm just a reminder, everyone.
And yes, so Forrester comes up and says, "All right, Zorba, movie. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to get up there. You look great. A little more oil for my man here, Zorba. We really want to make this pop and shine. Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to get up there, listen to your stuntman. You're going to take a couple of punches. Punches, not the moneymaker, of course. We're going to make it look real, though, for the camera. The camera loves it when they look like you are indomitable. So I want you to go up there. I want you to dominate from the start, before I start action, until after. When I say cut, I want you to keep dominating for at least 5 to 10 seconds. All right? And then Cleo will come up out of the tank. You will take her in your arms. You will give her a big kiss. And we will call cut. If we can do this in one take, we can keep rolling. We can keep moving. We can keep rolling.
I was told at some point that Cleo would be like snagged on the side of the tank, and they would be tearing of costumery.
Yes, that is in the script. And, yeah, strapping fellow, why don't you go tell Kara that that plan is still on,
Excellent.
and I would like you to go take care of that. All right. So, you get up there, the Alexei kind of helps lift you up. They're all bare-chested as well. You can see where they've got some makeup over some tattoos, some scars. They're dressed similarly to you, except they have these massive scarab-like blue helms on that cover, the top 3/4 of their face. And their prop arms, their guns, they all have these kind of like beetle motifs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're milling about, waiting for you. You go to Kara's trailer. Okay, give me just a mind roll as you approach.
Okay, I leveled that up, but I don't think it helped. 12, so that's 0 plus 5.
Kowalski and Block are so dumb.
Do you have any adds and finds that may help you here?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, then, what you hear as you approach is, "I told you, chill!" And you hear the sound of a glass breaking, and then you hear someone scream, "Now get out of my trailer!" And the door opens, and there is a production assistant who is running out, blood streaming from her face as she is holding her face crying. And a stunning brunette comes out. She's holding the stem of a flute glass. There's blood on it. "And if you come back again, I'll put this in your heart." Oh, hello.
Hey. You must be careful.
You must be my 12 o'clock.
I didn't have an appointment, but I'm here because I'm the new stunt director. And I'm giving it that there's going to be some falling off of a tank.
No, we canned that.
It's in the script. You're going to be falling off the tank.
I rewrote that part of the script.
It's in the script now. It's still there. You're going to be falling off the tank, and the dress is going to rip. I'm given to understand it's going to be okay because wardrobe has assured me that it will remain modest, and you'll be cool, and we can keep our PG rating.
Our what?
Our rating is going to be good. No parents are going to be worried about seeing this.
Our what? There's no ratings.
That's just the league of decency.
What year is it?
Still 1930s.
So, but here's the deal. Mr. Zorba doesn't own stunts. I've got my boys really going to town on Mr. Zorba. So here's the deal. We don't have the guy with the good hips to do your stunt. We're going to need you to actually do the stunt. So I figured, for the sake of a really quality film, you're going to beat the one falling off the tank and being dragged for 6 or 7 times at least. We got to make it look real good. And we got to be able to get it from a couple different angles so we can actually get a sense of real terror for the audience. They got to be really worried that Dr. Mobius is going to have to save this broad or it's going to go down. She's going to be like sucked inside that machine. Going to be bits of spread across the battlefield. We need some real feeling. So I really need you to do this. And I've got, like I said, We got you lined up. We got some pads down there, but most of it, like I said, it's gonna be pretty gritty. Straight up. You may fall right down there.
Takes the wine glass, kind of takes a cloth out and starts cleaning the blood off of it. I'll tell you what. You tell Forrester to come and see me personally. Otherwise, I'll be in my trailer. And she turns around and she pulls the door closed. You can hear a click.
Okay, but I mean, okay.
Idiot.
Had another romance card.
All right, Zorba. Forrester's like, we'll cut to her falling off. Just look imperiled. Sergey, I need you to just on the off chance, I need you to get into Kara's costume.
We got it understood. We've got someone for this.
You're at the trailer. Sergey goes. Not now, Sergey. After, like. All right, so there are four guys standing up there. 4 shot troopers.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this as a little combat
Sounds
for
great.
Zorba, and I like how anytime I say this is what we're gonna do, all games' response is bring it. I don't know how this is going
You
to
think
go.
I'm not going to escalate this?
Oh, I think you will.
Well, the Fet 5 fears nothing. We also we're not smart enough to fear anything.
Some of the Set 5 fears the rest of the Set 5.
45% of the Fet 5. No.
Well, they don't show it. Morgan and Kit have never said, "Woo, I'm
There is a difference
scared."
between fear and disdain.
Yeah, we show it in shouting.
Verbal. We will get to Block and Morgan here in a second. So, first round of combat. Lights. Cameras.
And just to be clear, in this scene, I am. What's my goal here?
Your goal is to
What's my motivation?
to throw the 3 scare warriors off the train.
Right. And am I demonstrating here? Dr. Mobius's incredible fighting abilities,
Yes, physical
or
prowess.
his endurance under duress. Am I supposed to be sort of taken aback a little bit?
I would like you to give me a trick roll
Uh-huh.
as you're doing the Kowalski stuntman don't follow.
Trick is 9.
You succeed in tricking all of them. They're kind of Kowalski just hit foot like that face.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pin down my motivations
The
here.
director's like,
What I'm
"Zorba,
trying to
movie,
communicate."
blah." So what we're really going for here is his indomitable fire in the face of adversity. Cleo has fallen from the tank, is hanging. Pretend that she is hanging. Pretend that she is someone that you would care to rescue from the side of the tank. There is a couple of chuckles.
Pretend she's someone you've met.
Zorba doesn't require.
Zorba has a mental image of this. And your goal here is to dispense them with your fighting prowess as quickly as possible so that you have time to rescue her before she is... Yes, there are bits of brunette ground into the tracks of the tank.
Very good.
So the first card is an unpleasant surprise. Reality-rated villains each get a destiny card. There are no reality-rated villains here. Taunt and trick are the approved actions. Heroes go first, but unfortunately Kowalski has trained his stunt doubles well, and they get a flurry, so they will be going twice.
Okay. I am. Let's.
Now, just remember, the only thing I will point out, and you do not have to do this, is just a hey, Zero Earth Element, good to have you here. If you score an outstanding success on an interaction attack against a non-reality rated foe, you remove them from the scene. So if you have a way to, the approved actions are trick or taunt, you can
Yeah. So they're gonna be coming for me.
They're all
For
three.
reals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, unfortunately, you put Kowalski in charge of stunts, and there
Yeah.
is no. You don't fake throw a punch at Darkhold.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Thinking back over this when I rewatched last week's.
I am going to
episode, I should've seen
play.
this coming.
I'm going to play this card. And this card is basically to ensure that what unfolds in front of the camera
Looks good.
now is not just looks good, it is a like earth-shatteringly
Ooh.
good.
And you would like to keep that card hidden.
No, I'm going to play it right now.
Okay.
I'm going to play it right now. I'm playing a martyr card. To achieve a significant goal.
But at the cost of your character's life.
Correct. I'm going to film the greatest fight scene of all time.
No. Are you kidding?
Don't worry.
I'm going to film the greatest fight scene of all time.
Okay.
Oh no, Zorba! I
Zorba,
love
give me
you.
He's not playing it, he's just putting it into his pool.
No, I'm playing.
Okay.
I'm playing. It's playing.
God, I can't. Zorba can't die. Zorba can't die. I veto that. I think we should all get to vote on whether or not Zorba gets to die.
I am going to film the greatest fight scene ever to film.
Gets a Betty for his. It is magnificent.
Mhm.
When they hit you,
Mhm.
everyone winces. When you hit them back, it is the sound of like a side of frozen beef being dropped off the side of a 2-story window and hitting the concrete. The wet slap. You can see like in slow motion all of the punches just kind of ripple through. And
I think Forrester like invents bullet time while he's filming this scene.
he really just cranks a lot slower. It is beautiful. It is bloody. It's tasteful. Savage.
Kowalski weeps.
Kowalski. Yeah. The soundtrack. Scored by Eric Clapton and the Beatles.
Mhm.
Yep. Demon Gently Weeps.
Mhm.
Yeah. And as Forrester calls cut, all four of you, like the four of you step back. All three of the stunt doubles or the stunt fighters just fall off the table, lying unconscious in the ground.
I'll be in my trailer.
And immediately Forrester calls cut, and panic breaks out on set. Come to you in a second. Morgan. So, yeah, no, I'm just a humble robot corkscrew.
I'm sorry.
I can say it with a straight face.
I believe in you. You definitely can.
Good point. He was
Yes.
cranking really fast. The camera was smoking.
Robot horse. May I see these animals?
Sure, they're in their recharge stables right now, but he kind of leads you, kind of rolls up the script, stuffs it into his back pocket, and he leads you through Studio 5 to, it's, again, really weird. It looks like an actual stall, except the feed bags are power cables, and the horse's jaws kind of fold back, and you shove the feedback. Somebody really committed to this thing.
Right.
That's somehow
Pam,
creepier than anything we've seen in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
thank
know
you.
why, but it is.
would these be considered beasts or like computers?
These are definitely.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Yeah. Super
No one ever
unnerved
just
by
wants
how.
to see them for the beautiful works of clockwork and machinery that they are. Everyone just wants them to run.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, there's something for sure. Um, well, wow. So lines. I was told you could run lines. I was also told that you know the way around this place. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a big cinemaphile, and so just the chance to work on something like this is amazing. Yeah, I'd be glad to run lines with you. I'm sorry, I know you're new here. What part are you playing in the?
oh, I mean, I've been told I don't actually need to learn my lines because apparently the part of Cleo is never like given to anyone
No.
besides Kara.
Kara, yes,
Kara?
she is. She's a beautiful woman, but she is a wonderful actress, but just a soulless human being.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of actresses are.
I know that type.
Listen, have you heard anything about this Zorba Aladdin?
I've met him, yes.
Yes, I've heard that
Yeah.
he is difficult to work with as well.
That's
Just waltzed onto the set and took the lead role.
yeah. Who from?
Nobody at this point. Forrester was waiting. The previous guy who played Dr. Mobius in the last 3 films died in Cairo about 4 weeks ago.
That's unfortunate. Wow. Yeah, no, Zorba, he doesn't take direction well. And when it comes to a plan, he does his own.
Oh,
I feel like Tom Sawyer at his own funeral.
he's
Yeah, wait. The first part was not true, but the second part was super true.
method. Heard of that.
Sure. Yeah, he just invests into what he does with his whole being. And yeah, just he's and Morgan is like ringing her papers thinking
Just
about
crinkling
yeah.
You hear, oh my god, come quick! Zorba just filled his first scene, and it was beautiful, and then he died.
We're totally getting into that medical tech, y'all.
Forrester
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
turns to you and yells, get into medical!
Okay.
Who needs a
Hey,
plan?
Morgan, I think you're gonna have to stand in for Car. I'm gonna need surgery to carry these. I also think surgery might be dead.
All 3 of your stuntmen are knocked out unconscious.
So, yeah, you're up, because Kara's not doing it. Also, Kara's a soulless monster. We're
Oh,
gonna talk later.
okay.
Good man.
What?
Alright, so you're taking him to medical?
Yes.
As you were poring over scripts.
Yeah, as I'm pouring over scripts, I hear the fight start happening, and I realize, oh no, Kowalski was on stunts. And I look up to see the first time that Zorba's actually fought, really. And I'm impressed. And then as I see it getting a little out of hand, then it's just one of those, of course, moments. At which point I play my inevitable return.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Alright. So,
Well, that's awesome.
Brother Block, you
We're down.
Yeah,
see
that's
Kowalski running, and to you it seems in slow motion, carrying what seems to be either an unconscious or dead form. It's very hard to hold on to him. He was very well oiled up. There's some. I would just like to point out this is the first time I got Jenny to break. I'm giving myself a Nile Empire possibility for that one. So Whitney Houston
Really
is playing in the
like that.
background.
Yeah.
And I was unaware of this plan, Mr. Furious, but I do think that Jenny and Gabe have been conspiring.
I don't know if you knew about that one. Yeah.
I'm just really, I am a martyr for my art.
And I've just met this team, so I made sure to hold on to that card.
To the medic tent.
To the medic tent. All right.
Put him down on the cot.
You have to save him, Duck. It was beautiful. The most glorious thing I've ever seen.
There is a
John Woo would have wept.
woohoo.
There would be doves.
You're on fire.
The doctor, when you come in, is he's as tall as you are, Kowalski. Remember, you're
I'm 8 feet tall.
yeah, you're 8 feet tall. He is as tall as you are, and he kind of there's like a little bit of a click when he turns. And he's like, oh, what's happened to Zorba?
He acted.
Wait, you said I saw this, right?
Yeah.
Why
what are you doing, Brother Block?
Well, I'm going to heal the hell out of Zorba.
Oh, he is dead.
Yeah, I'm going to heal the hell out of him.
So like shock paddles.
You know, my connection to the Almighty is very strong. And I don't know if I have not Lazarus'd anyone before, but I'm going to try.
All right, give me a second. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll it, Brother Block.
Okay. Okay. 23.
All right, so Brother Block, you really try to reach out to the
Developer. His
developer,
The developer, yes.
but you can't. It feels as if there is something blocking you. You've never attempted this before. You're not sure whether the vast wall before you in your mind's eye is death, the developer's cold, uncaring view of you at this point, or something more infernal. But you do hear whispers, and the lights start to get dim, at least in your eyes. There's a promise of aid. Oh yes, aid if you would only become the vessel. Don't look at me like that, Kowalski. Can't corrupt detective even.
This is a classic JM move. I'm watching you.
There was a moment in chat where somebody was like, "Who hurt you?" And then everybody was like, "All right, they play with Jane and Richard." Brother Block, do you listen or do you wait?
Oh, well, let me firmly establish that while J. Ben Parker cares for Brother Block with his whole heart and does not want to see anything happen poorly to Brother Block, J. Ben Parker lives in a yes and world. So yeah, listen. I'm not gonna wait. Did JM write a possible terrible scenario that he wants me to avoid? Negatory. That's a street I like walking down every week.
All right. Game approves. All right. So what I would like you to do, Brother Block, is give me a corruption test, please. Also, hey, Peg, good to see you. Thanks for the raid. Always good to have our friends over at Pegging jump in to one of our our streams. We're playing some Torg.
wanna point out before I roll this that in the long amount of time that I have been Malachi Monkish Pop, I have never failed a corruption test. Yet Brother Block already failed the only corruption test he's ever had to take.
Accurate.
So being a good person is not rewarded in Torg. Being a creepy demon lover, aces.
Aces. Yeah.
Total aces.
Yeah, you're already so corrupt that the universe is like, nah, let's give it to him.
So that will be a success of 17.
All right. So at the same time that you see things get dark in this room, you can see like electricity running between the two metallic horns coming out of the Brother Block's head. His eyes briefly just, it's like ink was dropped in them and slowly spread through his irises. The doctor kind of walks up and is like, clicks two paddles together and brings them down on either side of Zorba's head.
Head?
Yeah. I need Brother Block and Kowalski both to give me find rolls.
Put up really bad.
Oh.
Actually, Zorba has you two.
Hey! That was a good roll. That was actually okay. So
Someone to try for.
it's still only an 11.
Well, mine's a -3. So,
You're possibility. Well, I really want to know what's going on here.
yeah, that's bad. So that's a 17. I can do basic math. 8 plus 5, so no, I can't do basic math.
13.
That's 13.
Still 13.
Still 13.
Okay, so Brother Block, you are consumed with the corrupting influence of whatever entity is trying to influence you. But it does seem to, that plus a little bit of electricity seems to have brought Zorba back from the dead. Smoking, steaming in the room. That one filling you have feels a little gummy in your mouth. Brother Block, you definitely hear a "at last," but it doesn't come from the man's mouth. It comes from the doctor's torso.
Guados. I've seen this before.
Do you want Quados? This is how you get Quados.
I always had those guys from the Ninja Turtle show. That was cool. I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, little squishy brain guys.
Morrigan and Kit, we will. Do you have anything cool to say when you come back to the dead Zorba?
Oh,
No.
I want Zorba to write two
Sorry, I was thinking about Ninja Turtles,
novels
man.
about his near-death experience and what he saw on the other side. And it's called Tuesdays with Zorba.
Morrigan and Kit, what are you doing at this point? The whole set, like the whole production team, is now outside medical, with where you just see Jimmy is pacing like 1 step to the left and 4 steps back behind Simon. So Simon walks to the end, Jimmy follows, Simon turns, Jimmy moves and then pivots. So they are working 2 furrows into the dust of the set.
At this point, I would imagine everyone's at medical.
Everyone
right?
is focused on that.
So it's totally understandable if we'd also gone into the area that medical's around, which happens to be in Studio whatever.
Yep, Studio 4.
4. At which point I would like to also be there under the pretense of worrying he'll be fine, and also, of course.
And also, let's be honest, it's not the first time one of the group has come back from the dead.
So at this point, I want to be standing around under the pretense of concern, but mostly scanning to see as much of Studio 4 as I can, and see like what bounds, how far away I can get away from the group before anyone notices that I shouldn't be here.
Joining me at stealth check.
Ooh. Yes.
Right now.
Part 5.
It's section where
She
Dan
steps out of the
is
shed.
asking for things that the players aren't good at. Morgan, what are you doing?
I had a similar idea to Kit. I was going to turn to Tony and ask, is there any way that you know that we can get like further into Studio 4 so I don't have to fight my way through this crowd?
Give me a persuade check, Morgan.
Great. Naturally, I can do this. I was hoping, yeah, okay, it's fine.
I'm just nailing all of your worst skills. Except for Zorba, who circumvented it by blowing himself up.
13.
Zorba played chicken with the GM and won. But are you sure you want to? Like, it's probably just a dead body.
I mean,
And let's be honest, Zorba just rolled in. I mean, I can take you to see
That's
the body.
true.
Actually, we should go see it. See how dead he actually is.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
He leads you around to a little lift grate and kind of
Okay.
pulls a tool out, lifts the grate,
Uh-huh.
comes down,
I'll jump in.
clicks his lighter.
So he's got like this little like
Yeah.
Zippo.
flame.
Yeah.
Is it super dark?
It is. It is the tunnels under the set.
Although there's that little amount of light now.
Yeah, except for that little amount of light.
I'll put a hand on his shoulder and ask, would you like a more light? Would that be
I would
bad?
love to, but I didn't bring a torch.
Well, I've got something.
It's okay. You're right now in the scene. Both your heads are illuminated by this tiny little light. It's super intimate. You look really cute. Everybody's expecting something to happen. No.
Going back to a director, this is feeding into. Let it never be said, I do not give the players what they want out of the game and then torment them with it. What do you want to do, Morgan?
I have mage light.
Oh,
You're gonna blow his mind.
Which is a bright light. So I'm asking if he would like a bright light.
I mean, if you got a torch, sure.
Yeah, I've got something here, and I'm just gonna kind of hold out my hand, and there's like a little like acorn in it, and I will cast mage light.
He kind of staggers back, drops his lighter. Are you one of the weird scientists?
Sort of. Do you want to hold on to this?
No.
Weird is so subjective.
Never take.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's.
Yeah, thanks. It is pretty cool. Okay.
Brushes his hair back. Wow. Well, I mean, this way. What did you get?
What? So what is stealth based on?
Dexterity.
Got a 0.
There we go.
Oh, we accomplished so much.
Because normally you guys play to each other's strengths.
That's true either.
The most brilliant plan you've come up with, you're each going, let's all separate and scatter to the winds and do things that we are not good at. This is reinforcing why you have to bring the group back together.
Well, and I feel like I wasn't obviously trying to go away. It could easily just be corralled back in with a, oh, oops, my bad.
Yes.
I think it's been fairly firmly established that if the 4 of us get too far away from Kit, things go poorly.
That is true.
As team mom, probably.
Right. All right. So as you head out into to try and get away, you essentially immediately trip over a security guard in the most conspicuous way possible. Like with your hand reaching for the knob of the door that leads into that says restricted on it. It is awful. Like, hey, you're not allowed in there.
Defark this fool. with your corporal defarction.
I think I wanted to try and play to another thing that's also not my strength.
Sweet, I'm here for it.
And pretend that I was so discombobulated because of my emotions.
Boy, she's looking for the restroom.
You're trying to trick him?
Yeah.
Give me a trick.
Oh, I better trick. Makes it a 10.
A 10 is enough for him to go, oh, I'm so sorry. Did you know Mr. Aladdin?
He's just so talented.
He is. And he kind of puts an arm around you, and you can see tears in his eyes. I saw him in that fight. My God, he was magnificent.
I hand him one of my wrappings.
Oh, thank you. Morgan, you are under the tunnels, and soon Tony gets to I think it's this way. He keeps looking at your light.
Oh, is this distract? I can put it away.
Yeah, no. This little light of yours is just.
I'm gonna let it
shines.
shine.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna hide it under a bushel.
No.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Right.
You killed me.
Just
You're
let it
dead.
shine.
He
Right?
heads down the right side of the tunnel, and I need you to roll a d6 for me.
5.
Thanks, Mr. Furious. All right. So as he lifts the gate, he kind of climbs up a little ladder. He lifts it up. He's like, "Oh, damn! No, this isn't medical. This is where they keep all the props." And he pulls the.
Ooh. I'm gonna break concentration so the light dims. And I go, props?
He's like, "It is really dark in here now.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
if there's no light, this is a pitch black tunnel."
No props?
You see
We're,
floating.
all right. I start.
Morgan,
I
you hear.
bring it back again.
Well, so before you can bring it
Okay.
back again, you hear a strange clanking noise, and when your light comes back up, Tony is gone, and the floor grate drops. Like kind of rattles.
I push it open and go up.
All right, we'll come back to you in a second. Inside medical, there is a 8-foot doctor, a cyber knight, and a Kowalski all standing around the table.
I scoop up Zorba, at least head and shoulders. It was amazing.
You try.
Line?
We get it. We got it, man. We got it. One take. It's the best thing I ever saw.
How are you feeling, Mr.
I think I need to take 5.
You may experience some partial paralysis of one side and then the other of your body as the neural realignment does its work. And then the other side again. And then back to the third side. But after about 2 or 3 hours of this, and a possible rash of incontinence, you should be back to the land of the living, where you belong.
Good.
You cannot leave this life with burdens yet unset down. And he turns around and walks out of the room.
Somebody get this man a diaper.
You so you want to be escorted back to your trailer?
Yeah. That's...
Oh, as soon as they lead you out, the whole cast cheers.
Mhm.
Like, Forrester comes up and puts his arms around the both of you, which is really weird because Kowalski is still carrying you.
Mhm.
It's kind of like this.
Mhm.
He's like, Booby, that was amazing. The best scene I've ever filled. You're the best actor I've ever worked with. You. We need to talk about not laying hands on the talent. Not laying hands on the talent. It's show business, not pro business. Okay? But we'll grind Kara's understudy under the tank. It'll be perfect. Just go rest. Next call is in like 8 hours.
At this point, I like to
The
think.
guard is cheering.
So I'm gonna try and back away from him again, and maybe do my thing. Then try my. How long are they cheering? Are they cheering for at least a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Then I'm gonna cast my corporeal defarction and try and get through the door without having to open it or sneak through it.
Give me a corporeal departure roll. Yeah, Mr. Veras, I really think that if this was like a 2-part movie, that really realistic death scene is probably where they would cut. Is this the end for Dr. Mobius? Tune in April.
Make it an old-timey serial.
I got a 16.
Okay, so you step into the your department check passes. Thank you, Zero Earth Element, have a possibility. And you enter into a warehouse. Again, this is like a 2-story, like most of these things. They're 2 stories, but there's no floor in between. There's just a row of lighting. And you can see there are just a ton of crates stacked up. Some of them are open. There's wires, there's cabling, there's weird machinery. You know, it makes me think of home. And you can hear some clanking and cluttering coming from about 40 feet into this warehouse. You can see that there's several other tanks that look very similar to the one that Zorba died on. I mean, he's such a good actor. But when he faces death, everyone
The world weeps.
The world weeps.
He's really committed.
He commits to that death sentence. And you can see about 40 feet beyond that, Morrigan's head comes up out of the floor. Morgan, as you look around, you see no one except a very happy Kit who is waving at you.
Get in.
I'm bugging you, bucket hat.
So, the competent people in the place they're supposed to be.
Hey, come on. Okay, like I'll try to
The young
gather
beast
together.
slouches towards Bethlehem. The fat 5 slouch towards glory.
Yeah, get Kit down there and say, Tony just went missing. Somebody just took Tony.
Who's Tony?
Oh, the robotic horse trainer.
Groom.
The robotic horse.
Is he robotic? The robotic horse groomer?
The horses
or the robotic
are
horse
robotic.
groomer?
No, that's a good question. I see the confusion with how I said that. That's on me. The horses are robotic, and he grooms them.
Of course.
And you are talking to each other from across 40 feet. You both
Well, I said I'd get closer to
Assumed I
her.
went over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I
can-
said I
you
got
can-
closer to
You
her.
clearly
so.
hear someone grunt in pain. And you hear, Alphonse, stitch him up. We got to ship him out here in the next
Nope.
4 hours. And I hear
Quick.
that Zorba's going to be here soon. Can you imagine what we can do with his body?
I would like to quickly head in that direction, somewhat sneakily.
Hey, Evan, good to see you. Give me a stealth roll, Morgan.
I'm gonna stay put and let her do that.
Well, now we know how they're smuggling the weapons out. Or in.
Inside of people?
Okay.
Yeah.
And also the shards.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a possibility just to get it a little higher. All right, 22. 18.
That's a good stealth check.
Thanks.
As you sneak around the crates, you notice two things. One, Kit is standing back, like, away from everything with her, like, she doesn't breathe, so I guess she doesn't have to cover her mouth, but it's, like, not moving.
Part of the collection.
And as you come around, you can clearly see there are about a dozen gurneys. This floor is wet, like it's just been hosed down recently. And you can see one of the stunt guys is laying out there. And they have placed, you can see that they've cut open his leg, which he fell on, while he was fighting Zorba. They cut the leg open. The guy's unconscious. He's got a clear mask around his face, hooked up to a large green canister. And there's a guy who is currently stitching up his leg. I need you to give me a find roll. We have the best chat. I'm just going to toss it out there.
Fine, there it is. I can do this math. So sorry. 13.
13. You clearly see
13.
something glinting, kind of a golden color, in the wound as he's stitching it up. They start wrapping the leg in plaster of Paris.
How many guys are there?
There are 4. There's 3 guys who are just kind of lounging around smoking, and then there's the guy actually doing the stitching and the patching.
Do I see Tony anywhere?
You do not.
Okay, so just a glint of gold, and that's it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will scurry back to Kit and tell her what I saw. And ask her, do we throw down, or do we get the guys, or?
Based on what, do I know what that might be based on the description?
Give me an evidence analysis roll. And we're going to come back to you, because in Zorba's town, here's the thing in the romance hubris thing. One thing. The 3 of you at a 10. The 3 of you in Zorba's trailer.
Yeah.
Brother Block, Kowalski, and Zorba. What are you guys doing? Every so often, Zorba's face kind of seizes and then slowly relaxes. Sometimes one half of his body just starts steaming for no good reason.
We should get some PAs to bring us brunch.
Is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, it's probably 3 a.m. now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time for brunch.
It's early brunch before breakfast, and we have second brunch somewhere between the bullet points.
Okay.
All right, so Zorba's good. Okay. So are we still shooting?
You have nothing to shoot until dawn now, or until 8 a.m. now.
Okay, so we're not gonna do Kara's scene where she gets grounded.
I would like to take my post at a relevant entry point to the set by relieving the person who's there. And if they're like, no, it's my shift, I'm going to be like, totally told me to take over, brother. You get to go home tonight, and I'll show them my big old hammer.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know, but...
you're going to draw their memory. Give me an intimidation roll. They're like, listen, I'm gonna go clear this with Forrester, but if you're right, I'm gone. And so you don't know how long you have. But you are.
I know that Forrester went home an hour ago, so that dude can look for all he wants. I got
No,
this.
Forrester's filming other scenes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
This is our chance to
in the
kidnap
time
Kara.
that this mook is gone,
Yeah.
I largely established my presence as the strongest person they've ever seen.
Okay.
And also quiet and hardworking.
All right.
Oh.
Give me a strength check to establish your.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like all of a sudden, we're playing to our strong suits.
Listen, I
Yeah,
feel
let's
like
do
it's
it.
like listen,
Let's
even
do it.
yeah, even
Ah!
a blind squirrel can get cybernetic eyes.
So that will be
Just
a
appear.
strength roll of a 20.
Okay, you clearly establish yourself as a valued member of the night shift.
Thank you.
All right. So,
Zorba and Kowalski.
Norma, I'm gonna have some people bring in brunch, pastries, coffee, orange juice, some of those little thingies with sausages you like. But then I'm gonna go check on my boys because you did good. They're like you wrecked them. So, you good? I'll take that as a yes. If they're cool, dude, that would be yes. All right. So I tap one of the PAs and give him a list of things that I would like to eat. If I was having brunch.
Okay.
Hey, McMuffins, like room large and that.
Exactly. Get a McRib.
That's right.
If I was, in Istanbul.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So you call over Jimmy. You say it's 3 a.m. You must be hungry, and you get a
Yeah.
bunch of food brought to the trailer.
Yep. I'm gonna have to send do that. Let me go check on my boys.
They are in rough shape.
I thought they were getting sawed up.
The ones who have survived, or the ones who woke up, when you find them, we're getting a little bit of an echo, guys.
Yeah, are you hearing that?
Yeah, Ben, can you mute when you're not chatting, buddy? I apologize. We're getting a little feedback. Thank you, buddy. All right, so you find Sergey and Alexei, and they're just, like, Sergey's got a big, just piece of cold steak over his eye. Alexei is icing his jaw. Hey, you lied to us. You said that he had glass jaw. Man, he's like actual Dr. Mobius.
It's funny because the last time we had a giant fight with Dr. Mobius's goons,
Oh.
something happened. He changed.
Wait, what do you mean you had a fight with Dr. Mobius's goons?
Bar fight. Big bar fight. But anyway.
Kowalski.
Oh, no. You can definitely see
Suspicion?
the wheels turning in these two guys' heads.
So, where did the boys go?
Oh, Alexei, he went. Oh, I'm Alexei.
There's glory in play. Can't you maybe try and trigger them to return to their original selves or something?
I'm gonna try to inspire them. Listen, Edgar, he is sleeping, and no one knows what happened to. Conrad, he got knocked offside the tank. He landed on his leg, broke it in 3 places.
What are we doing here then? We're a crew. We're family. We gotta go check on it. We can't just be sitting out here holding sticks to our faces.
You are moving too fast, and you are too furious. We are not family. We are just stunt crew.
All right. Okay, fine. You guys can stay here.
Listen, when they go to medical, when they go ship home, they come back in like 2 or 3 weeks. We don't.
Right, but you're supposed to go check on them and make sure they're okay and that they don't need anything.
No, he's probably already on truck. Truck goes out.
You guys stay here and just, patch up your wussy faces while I go check on our friend.
Give me an intimidate check.
I let you do that.
Is there a shame check?
That's right. That's what I'm calling it, an intimidate check.
All right, so that's a 12. Not my best.
Add 3 to the total.
It's a good success. Alexei just kind of smacks Sergei in the face, right on top of the stake. He's like, listen, Kowalski's in charge. If he says we go check on Conrad, we go check on Conrad. And they
All right.
trail up after you.
We go check on Conrad.
All right, we'll be right back.
I rolled an
Conrad?
18.
For evidence analysis?
Yes.
All right. So once again, wow, all of the different variables go swirling around your head in a way that only Kit can see. She starts to draw connections between the fact that both the Delphi Council and the voice of the headless. Sorry, Comrade and
Voice of the
Conrad.
headrest.
That's right. The voice of the headless told you that, hey, there are eternity shards being smuggled out of Istanbul back to the Nile Empire. The fact that people here who get even a little bit injured enough to get sent home, they get rushed out almost immediately and brought back. And there's been no sign of like any other trucks or any other people leaving the set. You think they're smuggling the Eternity Shards that they're getting from raiding different places in Istanbul in the cast back to. It's a real shame none of you have actually seen the Diamond Armament because the puns there are beautiful.
So, okay, being in here, we know they're gonna get shipped off kind of immediately. Do we hear anything about like the truck route, where they're going, how, like where they'll be like stationed before they head out? If we wanted to like go in and intercept.
Oh yes, they actually head to one of Mobius's bases, and then they take a ship down the coast to Cairo.
Okay. How long do I think that this specific person is going to be unconscious?
Well, his mask, the amount of gas that could be pressurized in the tank like that, you're guessing that he's got probably about 20 or 30 more minutes on that one canister.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Looks like Kit woke up and showed violence.
So no. So I was thinking
Okay.
is if we can get this person alone, is there a way? Because I'm assuming the stitching's not perfect and casts aren't perfect. That I would be able to use my corporeal diffraction, which I'm saying correctly because it's so important right now,
Yes.
to potentially remove this shard from the person without hurting them more while they're unconscious.
Well, at this point, they've got cast started on. So
Yeah.
you would have to basically open the stitches up and take it out. If you get a outstanding success on this on a 20, and you have the four guys who are standing there are distracted, then yes, you should be able to remove whatever is inside with very little.
Becca, what are your thoughts on how we can do this? Or do you think this is a terrible idea?
No, I think it's a good idea. The form of distraction that you want. I haven't seen anything around here that would allow me to do subtle distraction.
Yeah.
Cause like I could, if there were like little beasties around, I could ask for help from them, but I haven't seen any, and my other distractions are like explosive. I mean, I could always like ensnare them in plants, so they can't
Mr.
move.
Furious gets a possibility for the Ghostbusters conference that was delightful.
So where we're at, there's like all these tanks and stuff too. Do you think we'd be able to just like
Mhm.
turn one on and aim it towards an outside wall, and like they'd all go run towards it.
Or I could go blow
Preferably
something
for
up
over
over
a minute.
there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a druid from Isle, so her response was, "I can go blow something up over there."
Yeah, also works.
Because machines. I don't do machines.
That's fair. I don't really get them either. So.
Right, like
Kowalski
they're
and
loud.
Brother Block are always going on about how cool machines are, and you just you don't get it.
No.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right.
It's fine.
What kind of distraction do you want to make, Morgan?
So, yeah, we came up in the props section, right?
That is correct. Well, this whole area is the weird science props section.
Right. So I would like to sneak to a back corner. And yeah, I will then just mess with something to start a problem, such as, noises or even fires or something of that nature that would then have them leave here and go investigate.
Give me a trick roll.
All right.
I want to get as close as I can to the entrance, but kind of out of the way. But if anyone happens to look over while they're running out, I would like to be pretending to be a prop mummy.
All right. My trick is a 16.
Your trick is a 16. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what is this?
So yeah, I sneak away from Kit towards like the back of this studio, so that the only people who see or notice this would be these gentlemen. It wouldn't be noticed by like the front door. Sneak to the back, see if there's anything that looks like it has a big red button that I could push.
There is definitely something that has a big red button you can push. And
Lovely.
when you press it, immediately the crate unfolds and kind of stands up into a 6-legged crab-like machine that stands about twice your height, Morgan. And this big red light comes on in the front. And we lost.
I'm here. I apparently double or triple in
There you go.
size. Oh, okay.
And it starts moving around and just starts firing off a machine gun, just strafing the walls, strafing the tanks.
Oh, be careful.
And I do need you to just get to random note. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh.
Unrelated, probably.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Completely unrelated. 4? All right.
Yeah.
I need you to roll 2 more and just let me know what you get.
5 and 1.
Sweet. All right. So there is a large distraction, and you can see all 4 of the guys are like, they look over. As the machine guns kind of straight, they hit a container or something. There's a little bit of a small muffled explosion, and flames go gouting into the sky. And they're like, leave him. We'll stitch him up later. And they go running off to the far side of the...
Great. Then I go in and I cast my corporeal diffraction to see if I can figure out a way to get this shard out.
Okay.
And that's a 17. So that's +4. And that's on top of another thing. Okay, so it's a 19, and it's a DN 14. Do I still need to add more to get to
That'll be
outstanding?
a good success. Yeah, so you will need to get a little higher to get good success.
All right.
And Torg makes no sense at the time, but we're all having fun.
So 24.
Welcome back, Ben. 24.
Ooh, it's Dark Ben.
Oh.
That's right. We've got full evil Ben. It's fine. It works for me. You were successful. Your hand kind of folds in on itself. It's the wound expands and your hand kind of shrinks. And you pull out this tiny little, like you have to like open a couple of stitches and you pull out a tiny golden apple that has been kind of packed into the wound. And as you look at it, it says "to the fairest" on it. And I do need you to give me a spirit roll.
Oh,
Is it in ancient Greek?
11.
11? You are not corrupted by the apple of discord.
Oh, good.
Conrad definitely grows, but kind of shuffles into place, and Morrigan kind of comes.
Okay. I would like to, because I don't in what state was it when they left? Like, will they notice that this is gone? Is there something I can do to like
Do either of you have
effectively stitch up
first
the
aid
wounds?
or
Ooh.
medicine?
I have medicine.
Give me a medicine roll, Morrigan. Are you like, oh no?
Ooh, 20. Plus 15. Okay. So that's a 19 on medicine.
All right, you're able to put the wound kind of back where it was, clean it up a little bit, and the two of you book an exit, or are you staying in here?
Do I feel like they're coming back right now?
They are there are sounds of gunfire off in that area. There's a sound of a scream, and then the sound of a large mechanical grinding noise.
I would like to do a really quick look around to see if there's just like crates of these things around.
The apples?
Or just anything crazy?
Give me a fight roll.
Question really quick.
Yeah.
So me and my boys
Yes.
coming to see Conrad. Do you
Yes.
hear machine gun fire inside of the medical area?
You do not hear machine gun fire inside of the medical area. In fact, as you approach, you can see that the doctor is kind of ducked down. He walks kind of weird, like he's got a very sort of waddling walk, like a slow, ponderous waddle. And he's like, no, you will be fine. You will be fine. Listen, nothing bad happens here. Everything is fine. And he's leading Tony kind of out, arm on the shoulder. It'll be fine. Just do what you had intended, and it will all work out for you. Ah, Mr. Kowalski. It's good to see you.
Everything okay with the horse boy?
I believe so. He was somewhere he should not have been. But I was able to rescue him. Everything's going back according to plan.
Can I ask you something?
I'm afraid you already are.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something else then.
You've just done it again.
No, that was a statement.
That was a statement.
Hey,
Not that you were there.
I want to remind Kowalski that he doesn't know the meaning of the word plan.
So, just hypothetical situation.
Yeah.
What's your mind?
It's
Okay, cool.
Great, great.
What's going on here? Like, you're 8 feet tall, you make funny noises. Are we,
Okay. He looks at you, he's like, there is nothing wrong, and everything is okay. And you hear yourself going, there is nothing wrong.
alright, boss, everything's perfectly fine. The place is got sad.
Morrigan and Block, you just see Kowalski come in like, I'm not going to make that one. Come in, talks with the doctor, and then as you're watching, Kowalski goes from really angry to kind of glassy-eyed like the horse groomer to, yeah, no, everything's fine. And Sergey's like, son of a bitch, could have stayed in my trailer the whole time. He's like, listen, I thought he had plans. His plan was apparently to talk to doctor and then be like, oh, everything is fine. We told him. But apparently, we are not doctors, so... And Sergey's like, I was doctor back in Darkhold. Yes, I know.
Everyone's a doctor in Tharkold. In Tharkold, the doctor kills you. I would like to use my position at the exit to usher out as many people as possible, as if it's like closing time. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. We're moving people out of the shooting area.
Okay. Yeah, they're wrapping up around the tank. You're totally able to do that.
Okay.
You see Brother Block is apparently herding PAs.
Okay.
Morgan and Kit.
I rolled a 17 for my find.
Okay. There are several other boxes that have all been locked down. They're in like steel crates. And when you kind of jimmy one open and flip it open, you can see that there is like a golden laurel in half of the box. There's a weird, very thin and springy like spearhead. There is a cannonball that resides in one of them. There is just this weird shard of wood that's kind of been wrapped in a cloth, but kind of very reverentially placed off to the side.
Should we take these? Whichever ones we can carry? Or should we come back for them?
Take them.
I'm all for taking a couple. I don't know that we want to take all of them. And also, we shouldn't leave out the front, but I have another exit.
Perfect.
And I'll
Let's
take
take-
her through the tunnels.
The most easily carried ones that are also like in the back and therefore will be the last to be noticed to be gone.
All right. So
I
ahead of
open my
you,
bag.
I want each of you to roll a d20, and I will tell you how many things you grab, and then tell you what they are. Start the next session when you go back and look at the bag.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
All right, so you're just trying to grab things. Okay, 17 would get you.
Preferably out of place ones will be less noticed.
Yes. And a 4. Do I have a list of relics that are being smuggled out of the city? Yes, I do. All right, so you grab a couple of things. Becca, you rolled a 4, you can roll again.
Sorry, what was that?
You rolled a 4, so I need you to roll again. Morgan, it's Kit is just dropping things into your bag.
6.
All right, you can give me one more roll.
20.
Okay. Cool. And then you take her into the tunnel underneath.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys grab an assortment of random eternity shards that have been collected by Dr. Mobius and book it out of here. You watch as Block clears the area, and everything is actually, thanks to Brother Block, he's now calming down. And Forrester's like mopping his forehead. All right, I can do no more for tonight. Zorba's performance has left me spent. We will come back at 8 o'clock for the next round of shooting. And by gods, make sure Kara, he looks right at you. There are 3 of you. Make sure Kara is ready to be run over by that tank.
Are we allowed to, like,
Do whatever it takes
whatever
to get here.
it takes?
In one piece.
I mean, sure.
Meanwhile, it is not a good time to be Zorba. But once all of that passes, you feel pretty good. That is until you wake up. At some point, you've gone to sleep at this point. And you wake up to the smell of very refined tobacco just wafting in your face. Everything is dark in the tent. Your blackout shades are pulled down. And you can see sitting next to you on a small stool as you lounge on what I can only imagine is a divan in your your trailer. You can see a woman who has a very long filtered cigarette, and the light from the end of her cigarette kind of illuminates her face. She is very beautiful brunette. And you also feel something sharp kind of poking at. So, Zorba, Aladdin, give me one reason why you should play across from moi. And if it's not a good one, I'm afraid you'll have some PA's blood in you. And that's where we will pause for tonight. We will pick up again next week with the Diamond Armament Part 6. Guys, I can't plan for you nearly as well as I would like, because you're basically like, I think I will martyr myself on the first roll of the night.
I didn't even roll.
You didn't even roll. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Chat. You were wonderful. Tag again. Ink, thanks again for the raid. We will be back next week with more. Yeah, Mr. Furious should be the production assistant of this movie. Tune in for more Torg. Next week, we'll be doing an unboxing of the Blackbird's Servant of the Gods box set on Thursday for Behind the Screen. Check out all the other great shows we have on the Iconic Production channel. And we will be back next week for more Torg Eternity, the bread and butter of Iconic Production. So, thank you to the chat, Zeroers, Element, Mr. Furious, Evan, you guys are always on point. To my wonderful and insanely chaotic cast, the Fat Five. Thank you all. To Strange Owl, our new sponsor, thank you. And we will be back next week with more Torg Eternity. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. Have a good one.